Why would the Senate Minority Leader, Mitch McConnell, be lukewarm and bland and tepid over Senate Republicans winning in 77 days? The media is ecstatic over Mitch McConnell throwing a wet blanket on, I don't know, Dr. Oz, Herschel Walker, go down the list of Republican candidates. Evidently, he doesn't think they're very good. Over the weekend, Mitch McConnell was asked about the prospects for a Republican victory in the November midterm election. McConnell said, well, I think there's a greater likelihood that the House flips than the Senate. Senate races are different. They're statewide. Candidate quality has a lot to do with the outcome. And of course, the media loved that. Molly Hemingway, who's one of the smartest voices on the right that I follow, writes over at The Federalist, what was Mitch McConnell thinking? What in the world was he thinking? Unnecessarily ceding an incredibly winnable Senate to Democrats 3 months before an election is a great example, she writes, of the leadership choices that have led McConnell to be the least popular national politician in the country. That is according to the Real Clear Politics average. It's a good example of why so many Republicans, grateful as they may be for his successes, think it's time for new leadership. But the bottom line is, for the time being, Mitch McConnell is the top elected Republican. He has an obligation to effectively lead the Republican team. In this case, having a nearly opposite response about Republican prospects, rather than the pouty and clinical one McConnell offered, would have been strategically and politically wise. Now, Molly Hemingway points out that you have to understand the utterly bizarre nature of McConnell's response. A few reminders are in order. Of the 14 Senate seats that are in contention, two are considered safe for Democrats, one leans Democrat, 2 are considered safe for Republicans, 1 leans Republican, and the remaining 8 are toss-ups, according to the polling averages. The country is 18 months into the Democrats' total rule, and by nearly every measure, the results of their political control are utterly disastrous. The southern border has essentially been erased. Inflation is reminiscent of the 70s. Consumer confidence has cratered. War with nuclear powers is dangerously close in at least 2 parts of the world. The economy should be roaring out of the pandemic, but it has returned to Obama-era sluggishness, or worse. Woke mobs are completing their destruction of our country's institutions. Well over 70% of Americans say the country is moving in the wrong direction. So right now is the time to be lifting up Republican candidates. Herschel Walker, Dr. Oz, J.D. Vance, Blake Masters are successful and impressive people in a variety of careers, Molly Hemingway writes. Even the more traditional politicians running for re-election, Ron Johnson and Marco Rubio, are among the better senators in office. These are not bad candidates. If you can't work with this level of quality, you can't work with anyone. It is political malpractice to pout and run them and the voters who selected them down, she says to Mitch McConnell. McConnell, who is unfortunately quite politically unpopular, should be taking every opportunity to sing their praises and push a unifying and expansive message nationally. I think she's right. And I want to see if you agree with her and me. Her message to Mitch McConnell, come on, Leader McConnell. Republicans need you right now to step up and lead. What in the world is Mitch McConnell thinking?